All right, what's going on, guys? It's been 6, 7, 8 months now since I made a video last. As you can see, this is not the Legacy. The Legacy is long gone. I did that event at Lime Rock, realized that I would have to dump way too much money to compete with that car, and I really just didn't want to keep going through with it. So my buddy Sage bought it for a good price. I had a lot of time and money invested in that car, so hopefully it went to a good home. Hopefully it's being treated well. But regardless, we might pick this up about, I don't even know, a month and a half ago now. Got this 6-speed coupe, N54, twin turbo, inline 6 for about $5,000. It's got 169,000 miles on it now. Seems kind of high, but I feel like this motor can last a hell of a lot longer. And on top of that, to get a rebuilt block, it's only $4,000. And that's way better than getting a Subaru block, which is built upwards of 10 grand. So I'd rather not. So if you look over here, it's just this typical N54 inline 6. We got Elder coil packs, step 1 colder, spark plugs, nothing special there. It's got new O2 sensors, it's got the dual cone intake that are crap, but whatever, they do the job. And if you come over here, I just installed a VRSF aluminum charge pipe to help with my 30FF boost code, which I still have to this date. Don't know why, but it's probably because it's on the Cobb access port and not a JB4. So that brings me to the video today, which is a F30 M Sport caliper brake upgrade. Now, the paint is not the best because, well, I did it myself and I got impatient. So from a distance, they look great, but if I come up close, I'm sure you can see they're not perfect. I have no clue if this paint is going to burn off. I know I painted the inside of the caliper too. Listen, don't worry, it's going to burn off anyways, and honestly, I don't really care. And it is also not fully perfectly painted everywhere, so I'm not even going to hide that from you guys. This is not perfect, but I bought these calipers. They are, in fact, OEM Brembo BMW brake calipers. They are off the F30 335i. It's not the 6-pot, because I didn't want to spend $1,500 right away for a brake caliper upgrade. I knew I needed rotors and pads, and that was going to cost upwards of $600 as it was. So I found these for $120 a piece on eBay. They are used, they are not brand new. Oh well, these are budget builds, people. This is not multi-million-dollar business. Now, the only difference is between these is obviously you get 4 smaller size pistons compared to the original caliper, which is still in the car on this side, whatever, which has one fat, big single pot, or a single piston. And personally, to me, I would much rather have a 4-piston setup versus a single piston, mainly for the fact that we are tracking this car, and honestly, I'd rather have the quick interchange of brake pads versus having to pull the caliper off, do that stupid intertwining piece of caliper that the OEM comes with. It's annoying. So with these ones, you just pop the 2 pins out, bam, bam, and then there's the little slide connector inside. You just pop that out, and then you can drop the new pads in. A lot better for me, especially if I go through a set of pads. If I have to take the rotors off, well, then that sucks too. Then I have to do the same exact thing anyways. So it could just be a waste of $240. I don't know. I don't care. Showing you how you can just upgrade your brakes. Now, this is the original rotor. As you can see, it's got this indentation here, and it's pretty fat on the outside. With the F30s, which is why it's not a direct fully straight swap, it's just one single flat shaped cone, and there is no indentation at all. So, in case you were wondering, yes, they do direct swap. You just need to have these size rotors. These are 340 millimeter size rotors. The OEM on this car with the old brake setup with the single pot is only 343. So you're losing 3 millimeters of rotor size, but at the same time you're gaining a crap ton of pad surface. You're nearly almost doubling your pad size, which is important because brake displacement is important. So, along with all of that, this is the Musselman oil thermostat housing upgrade. It is fully billet. I was reading a lot of stuff online stating that it will reduce your oil temperatures up to 60 degrees. The problem with that is in the description, It doesn't state if that's under heavy track use, if that's under daily driving use, or any of that. And I'm here to actually make a video on it to inform you on if it actually does work or not, or if it's a waste of $400. Because you can buy this alone for $297 from the actual manufacturer, or you can go to ECS Tuning, and you could buy it with all the hardware for $397. So I didn't realize, and I should have probably checked my hood before I went and did it, I didn't need to spend the extra $100 on these 3 bolts here. They're all the same as this. They're all titanium and they're all plated. Was it worth it? No, it truly is not. But on the flip side of it, you do need to get extended bolts to be able to hold them in to your factory oil thermostat housing. You're going to also have to buy the engine cooler O-rings. That's for the oil engine cooler. I read engine cooler. It is engine. They're just the oil cooler, the rings, O-rings. There we go. And then you got to go buy yourself the thermostat housing gasket that goes between the actual oil filter housing and then the thermostat housing. That I bought from FCP for like an extra $20 or whatever it was. It is what it is. Kind of annoying they don't include that in the kit, but whatever. I guess you paid the extra $100 for 3 bolts. Totally not worth it. So this is for another video, and I will go through and show you guys from point A to point B if this actually is worth your money or if it is not. Because right now I can tell you, cruising on the highway going to and from work every day, it stays constant and around like 210 to 220 degrees anyways. But if I can get it to go lower, that would be a lot better considering how much abuse this car is going to see within the next couple of months. So let's get dived in to the brake upgrade. I'm just going to run it through you. I'm sure you know how to take off your wheel, your rotor, and your caliper. The brake hoses are the same. You can use them. Just make sure that you remove your actual bracket. I could just show you. I don't know why I'm telling you. When you come in here and you go to put in the new caliper, which yes, this one is hanging. I really don't care because these have to be upgraded anyways. But this bracket you need to remove when you go to put the new caliper in. You also need to take your bracket or your dust shield, which you can just replace with the actual F31, but you need to push this corner in, and then you have to pull this corner in a little bit, and you'll just have to mess with it when you get your rotor into place. But for right now, I'm going to take this caliper off, swap on the new one, and then I'll catch back up with you in a second. Okay, we are back. Now, caliper is on, pins are in, pads are in, slide is in. They are bled. When you bleed these brembos to put them on, make sure you do the inside bleeder screw first. You bleed that, then you come outside. You do the outside bleeder screw right here. They're both 11mm screws. Then you go back to the inside one, re-bleed that one, and then for good measure, you can just come out and bleed this one, or you could just leave it. Because in theory, you're supposed to bleed the inside, the outside, then the inside, because this is the furthest most point out, because any remaining air should come out of this top one. Make sure when you go to do this conversion and you put on your calipers, make sure the bleed screw is pointed up, because air goes to the highest place. And liquid, brake fluid being a liquid, displaces air and puts it on the top. That's why you have bleed screws on the top and not the bottom, or else you can never bleed out all the air. Now, with that being said, I have no idea if this is going to make this any better. And I already know, you can probably see it in the picture here, that this paint looks like garbage. And I am sad because I spent plenty of days making sure that these were good. And the clear coat that I used did not like the paint that I applied. So now this one is imperfect. As to the other one on the other side, which just has a few runs, but nonetheless, I'm really not that concerned about it. I just wanted to see if it would look cool with yellow or not. I kind of wanted purple before, but we went with yellow instead because, well, purple's kind of hard to make perfect because it's such a dark color. And they didn't have the right shade that I wanted. So we went with yellow. Now, when it comes time for me to rebuild these, which is, I don't know, it could be at any given point in time, then I'll get them powder coated and then I'll go from there. But for right now, they're spray painted yellow. Kind of sad that this one is the one I'm gonna have to look at all the time and it looks like crap, but whatever. So yeah, in the next video, I plan to do that oil thermostat housing upgrade. I will do a quick little review on if this brake upgrade was worth it or if it was just a total waste of $240 plus the caliper, plus the pads and the rotors, which I bought from Advance Auto and got them for like $180 as like a total kit. I didn't really care about performance pads yet. I just want to make sure that these calipers are good because again, I bought them used. I don't know if they'll be good. I might have to rebuild them. And if that's the case, then I have better opportunity just to sandblast them and then repaint them all over again and then find the correct caliper paint that matches clear coat. And then if you're wondering, I'm still running the stock 335i wheels. I have 15 mil spacers. They came on this car. I'm gonna slap them back on, but the other side cleared the caliper, so you shouldn't have any problem clearing with 18s. And you really shouldn't have any problem clearing at all. I mean, it's only a 15 mil spacer. It's nothing all that crazy. I don't even know where it went. But that is okay. I will find my spacer later. So yeah, this whole upgrade will cost you probably like $500. I consider an upgrade. You get better pad displacement because you get to have one fat square piece of pad that is not yellow, but this one is. That looks like this. This is your OEM, which is kind of about the same, but you're losing all the angular space on the bottom. It's probably just a bullshit upgrade, but in all honesty, it did reduce this corner weight by 2 pounds, which isn't a lot, but 4 pounds of total unsprung weight is quite a bit that you can feel sometimes when you drive cars. This one, unfortunately, is just, I don't know the chassis well enough yet to be comfortable enough to not have a good brake setup. So I'm gonna wait for the ECS brake lines that I ordered to come in. I'll also put those in because those need to go in at some point sometime soon because I'm not going to track this without stainless braided brake lines. It would be kind of stupid, and on top of that, like, I don't know, not really digging how this OEM brake line is sitting in here, but it is what it is. It's not really doing anything bad. It's just, I don't know, it feels pretty stiff on this one side, so, yeah. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. You will be seeing this car a hell of a lot more, and on top of that, I really don't know what I'm going to buy for this thing yet, but we do have like a 400 horsepower car right now out of the gate. So I know I need to buy coilovers. I already have a set of M3 wheels over there off another E92 chassis, but I don't like how 19s fit. So I need to find a set of 18s. So if any of you have a nice set of 18s and you're local to Connecticut and they'll fit this chassis, I was trying not to roll the rear quarters because this car is pretty clean, but I don't really have that option because you can't really just do that without rolling fenders. If I really wanted to fit a 9.5, 10-inch wheel in the rear and a 9.5 in the front. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for content. You're gonna see this car a lot more. I am now a BMW channel. I don't do any Subaru stuff. That car over there is almost done, as we've said countless times before, but it really actually is almost done. It's getting dropped off in 2 weeks for the intercooler stuff to be made and for a couple brackets to be made so that way it can be finally started and driven. We'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully all this stuff works out. Peace.